Welcome to a myofascial release and yin specific to the upper body. So we'll need 2 blocks for class and some sort of massage ball, tennis ball, lacrosse ball. We're gonna get started in a supported fish pose to open up the chest. And you'll want your blocks arranged in an inverted T position at the low setting. So the vertical block is going to be furthest away from you, horizontal block closest to you. And as you lay down, find the horizontal block between your shoulder blades, kind of upper mid-back region, and then the vertical block should support your head. So if you notice your head dangling down, you might give yourself a little wiggle or add some space between the 2 blocks. And it shouldn't be a super intense heart opener, just beginning here. So that might mean taking your hands kind of by your sides. If it does feel natural, palms up, perhaps a T or a cactus shape. But don't worry about creating a big stretch right away here. Allow your eyes to soften or close altogether so your focus moves inwards. Feel the pressure of the blocks below you, the pressure of the floor below you. See if you can use that solidity to relax a bit more. Observe the way your breath interacts within this shape. You feel your inhale move down into the solidity of the blocks, the floor. Your exhale is a weight. It allows your body to get heavier into the support you have. Generally, the front body fills with air, a little easier. See if you can more purposefully move your breath into your side ribs and into the resistance of your back ribs. Allow your tongue to fall away from the roof of your mouth. Let your exhales move through parted lips. You can even imagine blowing through a straw. A few more cycles of breath as is. Feel your inhales, your exhales stretch across your chest. If this is feeling like a nice place to sit day to soak in this heart opener, you're welcome to. If you want to add in some movement and take it more into massage focus, then gently lift up your chin, your head, so you can slide the horizontal block out of the way. Catch your head with interlaced fingers, elbows wide. And if you notice that the edges of the block, the corners of the block set more into your shoulder blades, give a wiggle so that it's into some sort of meaty part in the muscles of your spine. And draw a deep breath in across your elbows. Exhale, curl chin towards chest, round in. Might feel an intensity of sensation where the edge of the block meets your spinal muscles. Again, you can shift where you want that pressure to land. And take this side to side. Dip one elbow towards your thigh. Using that side to side, maybe circular motion to massage into the tissues between your shoulder blades, your mid-back. Again, you can go a little bit lower. You can go higher to target different areas of the musculature. You might stay upright like that or toggle back and forth between the expansion of your inhale, allowing you to sit down, and then your exhale to round in. And stillness is available to you whenever you want to come back to that. About 3 more cycles of breath, however you'd like to spend them. And with your head still cradled, gently pull yourself up a little bit. Support your neck as you roll to one side. And then slide the block out of the way so you can land onto your back. This time, flush with the floor, no block below you. How does that feel different? How does your breath move differently? Perhaps now that it's not constricted by the block, it can flow more into your back ribs. But it might be that the little work that you did into the tissue around your rib cage also allows for that more expansive breath. And locate your massage ball next and place it underneath of one of your shoulders. And so find the space right at the top of the shoulder where there's still a good amount of weight down and the ball isn't going to slide out. You can play with some movement in your arms, stretch it across your body, open back up, reach up to the sky or overhead, bicep by ear. If you want more weight, more pressure, press down through your feet. Think a bridge pose. The angle of compression is going to change a little bit. The way you focus your breath is going to change this as well. You might think of your inhale meeting the resistance of the ball. Might be a little more intense. Then your exhale giving way into its solidity. You can take the ball a little closer towards your shoulder blade, further in towards your spine. And continue to explore here. Might stay between the shoulder blades or start to move the ball down, following the side of your spine into the meaty part still here. You can really take this as low as you'd like. You might press through your feet to allow for the roll or use your hand to guide the ball little by little, lower and lower. And once you hit the lower back region, you can slide the block a little out to the side, so further away from your spine, and then roll yourself into the ball. So you're kind of thinking that the middle of your low back tissue is getting compressed. So not the front side, not the back side, but kind of right in that middle, getting into the QL by kind of tucking into the center of this low back region. And ball stays where it is. You just roll in towards it till you feel that deep low back muscle accessed. And set the ball off to the side. Whatever side you worked, take your feet and your torso away from that side so you're opening it up in a banana shape. Allow your breath to travel in and out the bridge of your nose and create more lateral expansion through your ribs. You can play with the position of your arms. You might cross one foot on top of the other. And find a place where there's a minimal amount of effort for the pull, the stretch you receive on that side. Continue to let your breath expand. Allow your hips to roll down to the floor, the backs of your hips down. A couple more minutes here. more cycles of breath. Let them return to a more expansive state. Nice and slow. Start to unwind. You might come to a little star shape or rest your hands by your side. But find a place that feels like neutral. And observe what it feels like right to left sides. Notice the difference without labeling it good or bad. Perhaps you notice lightness, space. We'll move to the second side. Find your ball first and place it to the top of your shoulder. Knees bent generally gives you a little more control in how you maneuver the ball. You might simply breathe, feeling the expansion move back into the ball, or play with movement into your arm. You can also press into your feet to create a different angle of pressure, a different intensity of pressure. More isn't necessarily better here. And again, explore closer towards your shoulder blade, closer towards your spine, right down the middle. Notice if the spots are similar on this side or if they're different than the other. Being able to observe your asymmetries without judgment allows for choices that are a bit more informed, that serve your body a bit more. You can continue to move the ball down, taking it just along the spine. We're not looking for a hard compression against bone, but something that you can sink into. It's a good indicator of tissue, muscle. And as you move down, you might use your hand to kind of scoop the ball into a different position, and then let your body sink its weight back into the ball. As you get towards the low back, take it further away from the spine, pretty out to the side here, and then rotate your torso in towards the ball. So you're trying to kind of scoot between not the front layer of your body and the back layer of your body, but right in the center, getting into the deep muscles of QL. And being mindful of any zingy, sharp sensation. Good sign to back off. It should feel like tense muscle tissue. And when that side feels complete, set the ball off to the side. Send your legs, your torso in the opposite direction of the muscles you just worked, so that you create a pull, a stretch along that side. And return to a sideways breath, allowing every exhale to relax both hips a bit more level into the earth. And every inhale, breathe more space between each individual rib. Another 5 cycles of breath. And trace your tongue along the fronts of your teeth to allow the muscles of your mouth to relax. and slow. Return your legs, your torso back through center and pause. Notice again any difference right to left, if it's more pronounced now or less so. You're going to bend your knees back into your chest, roll over to one side, and slowly press yourself up to a seated pose. Find a place of comfort. That might mean a block underneath your hips. Give yourself a little wiggle so that you have a nice and tall spine. And take your left hand underneath your right collarbone, stack your other palm on top, nod your chin down. Feel the pressure of your hands into the tissue, and then pull your chin up into the left. And the more you can access a skin-to-skin contact, the more myofascial pull there is. It's going to feel a little different than a simple stretch the more you can connect to that tissue and target the superficial fascia. You can pin and pull a couple times or just hang out and breathe. And switch sides, the right hand underneath left collarbone, other hand on top, and pull up to the right. And then you can secure your connection to the tissue before you pull your chin up, or just breathe into the space that you're creating in the front of your neck. Little bits of rotation. Your head are going to change the direction of pull. Even different movements that your face are going to shift this. And then take both hands right in the center of your chest. Start with your chin down and then pull your chin straight up towards the sky. And then gently release, hands on your thighs. Might notice that your head naturally moves back, ears over shoulders. Perhaps a sense of lightness as the weight of your head and the strain it puts on your neck slowly resets. And blink your eyes open and take one of your blocks at the medium setting. A blanket over your block can soften the intensity of this compression, this little massage, but you can also do it right on the block if it doesn't feel too intense. Lay one of your arms over it. So the bottom edge of the block is going to land around the bottom tip of your shoulder blade. A little more weight down into your legs, down into your free palm can lessen the intensity if this is pretty intense. And see if you can experience that lateral breath again to release into the tissues around your rib cage. You could add in a little toggle forward and back, trying to locate the areas that are going to be most relevant to you. Separate top and bottom teeth. Notice if they come together as you experience intensity. And press into your free palm. Gently guide yourself up. And scoot your hips onto the floor. Extend your right leg out to the side, or whichever side, extend the leg that is opposite to the side you just compressed. And then take the block, the inside of that extended leg. Place your elbow on the block, hand in either palm or fist, and then drape your arm that was just compressed over your head. So you're creating space where you just worked on. At any point, the arm overhead doesn't feel like a comfortable position to be in, you can rest your hand by your side. Continue with the lateral breath here. Allow your inhale to create buoyancy space. Your exhale to heavy both hips down towards the mat. Continue with deep breath. Pins and needles, a sense of falling asleep through your arm is a good sign to bring it back down. And let your breath do the work of creating space on your side body. Gently rock yourself forward. Place your free palm on the floor. Shift your weight into it. Lower the other palm down. And then slowly walk yourself up to center. You might bend in the extended leg. Find a pause in seated. Observe any difference in the way your breath moves between the right and left sides of your body. And other side for compression is available. And block at the medium setting. Set the bottom edge, so the edge closest to you, about the same height as the bottom tip of your shoulder blade. You'll want to feel some compression into the muscles, again, not just the bone. You'll feel the rib cage for sure, but if you feel a hard compression on the shoulder blade itself, good sign to go a little lower. Feel free to toggle a little bit forward, back. Whether your this side feels more or less sensational, keep your focus on the movement of your breath. Ground your free hand. Slowly press yourself up to seated. And then whatever side you just compressed, extend the opposite leg. Slide your block to the inside of that extended leg. Place elbow to block, head in a fist or palm. And then drape your free arm up and over to expand through the lats into the rotator cuff, and creating more space for the ribs to send your breath into. reminder that your arm can come down at any point here. A few more cycles of breath. Lower your free hand first. Pour your weight into it. And set the other hand down and walk yourself up to seated. You have another opportunity to experience any difference in the way you breathe. Dissipation of sensation, or perhaps a change or new sensation. Blink your eyes open, return to your massage ball, and just roll it underneath your collarbone. I'm getting into the pecs here, right just below the collarbone, and feeling into areas that feel a little tender and focusing a little bit more there. You can switch to the other side and let your breath move more into your chest. Set the ball to the side and move into second variation of supported bridge to really open up. Take the blocks at the medium setting this time, and this time it's going to be a true T position. So horizontal block furthest away from you, vertical block closest to you. Vertical block lands between your shoulder blades, and horizontal block lands underneath your head. So it'll be the sense that your shoulder blades are sandwiching the vertical block. You might do a little snow angel to begin. And play around with how the movement of your arms kind of gets into the tissues between your shoulder blades. You can cactus your arms, tee them out. And some people like the block that's underneath the head lower for more depth, higher for a little more support. Might knock your knees in, feet wide, or any other configuration that calls to you. Deep breath in through your nose. Open mouth, exhale, sigh it out. Stay with this as long as it's feeling helpful to you. You feel like it's done its work. You'll once more roll to one side, set the blocks off to the side, and get ready for a Shavasana. Any little bits of movement. Last couple postures if there's anything calling to you. And when you land in Shavasana, take 3 more open mouth exhales to relax any grip in your muscles and weight your body into the floor. Upon completion of those breaths, let your breath just flow on its own, no need to channel it in a particular way. And same for your thoughts. Things will come up, you can acknowledge them and watch them pass by. Please stay in Shavasana as long as it feels like you're open to receive. Whenever you choose to come out of this shape, my suggestion is to start slow, start with breath, add back movement. Whenever you find yourself seated, give yourself another couple moments to just observe what's present for you. It might be within the physical body, a shift energetically, more in the mental, emotional body. Without an expectation of what you'll find, give yourself that reflection.